Let's talk about what's going on with Raubritter. This game is like if you showed up to a party and it ended up being a well-organized circle jerk. It's not what you would hope for, but now you're curious. If you're unfamiliar, I played this game on the day of early access release. You can find that on my channel, but the game is a medieval sandbox RPG. The description of the game reads as follows. Ready for a medieval experience? You want to build but also fight? This game is for you. You've been robbed from your title and land. Survive in the dark forest, rob merchants, build villages, build a camp, gather a fearsome band, and reclaim what's rightfully yours. Sounds pretty fucking awesome, right? Well, guess what? None of that shit's in the game. Raubritter essentially ended up being a very, very bare-bones city builder. There was combat, but the game would lag every time you attacked an NPC. But the biggest slap in the face was that the developer said you wouldn't be able to scalp children or even harm them. Not very medieval, if you ask me. Hardly anything in the game trailer was implemented in the game. You can't ride horses yet. You can't even build an army to terrorize the land. And I'm sure at this point, you probably think I only have negative things to say about the game. And yes, but we'll get into that later. Let's talk about what happened after the release and the direction they're headed as of now. I really do love that the developers are completely transparent that their game is in a pretty dog-ass state, and they have been not only pumping out patches, but adding new content to the game about once a week. They also are essentially implementing everything into the game that the community asked for, which is amazing, but it's equally a bad omen. Understandably, it's an early access, and it's the best time for changes to be made for fixes, but it's somewhat concerning that they have been working on a game and didn't seem to have a clear vision from the start. It's like getting ready to film a movie, and on the first day of the set, the director says, well, what do we feel like doing? However, I can't help but feel like I'm just being a whiny bitch, but my constructive criticism does come from a good place, I promise. As of now, they added new monuments, building materials, decorations, bigger and smoother building system, more human life, merchant deployment, quest, weapons, and an almost entirely new map, which is by far one of my biggest gripes. The land was as bare as my loved life, and you didn't even have a workable mini-map. Trying to fucking find your way around this place was like reading Braille. But then, right after that update, on October 9th, they posted another update that they have parted ways with the developer, Medieval Bytes. Sartorian will be the developer from now on. Okay, and as of October 17th, they basically said that they'll need another month to add more content and also co-op, which will support up to 4 friends. There really is a ton of changes that have been made since the release, so you should go check the notes yourself if you're interested, but it seems like it's a long ways off from being a finished game. The roadmap even says that it would likely end early access in 2027. I'll be fucking dead and my kids will be grown, so I hope you enjoy the game. So going back to its early access state, it's totally reasonable to need more polishing. And I can get over the fact that they had to fix spelling errors like when they called Copper Cooper, or that the men on the main menu are drinking from nothing. Literally fucking nothing. And I'm okay with that. But what's difficult to overlook is that most of the selling points of the game trailer weren't in the game at all. And they still aren't. As I mentioned, there's no co-op yet, no horses, and no recruitment. You can't even customize your own character yet. You play as a balding middle-aged man. I'm already balding in real life. I don't want to play as Mr. Clean. I want a long, luscious mane and get tons of medieval bitches. But I digress. At the end of the day, I still have high hopes for this game. Since I've been there from day one, I almost feel like this is my baby. That, grew up to have a heroin addiction. I don't really like it, but I'm obligated to give it a chance. And I'm out fucking $30 on this damn thing. You know what's bullshit? The day of early access release, there was no demo, and I was like, oh wow, I really want to play this game. So I bought it, and then fucking like 3 hours later, the demo is added. Oh, don't even get me started. Don't get me started. Okay, anyway, back to what I was saying. So what can you really expect from a game that's only 6 gigabytes? The developers have touted a large update coming soon that will add co-op and address many of the issues that I've stated, and I do believe them. They seem to really care about their fan base, and as it stands, Raubritter has mostly positive reviews. Everyone seems to be happy with the direction the game is going. It does have a really exciting theme that draws you in, so I'm hoping with time it may have a little more depth to the game and be a more enjoyable experience. There's a good chance that I play this more in the future, but for now, I think I'll hang up the towel until I feel like there's a major update. Before we go, I should address that I'm not posting as consistently as I was before, and this is due to the fact that I'm focusing more on comedy and film outside of gaming. You're more than welcome to look me up on social media under Cordell Sorensen, but rest assured, I don't plan on cross-posting, and I don't plan on trying to draw in traffic from my non-gaming community. I want to grow more authentically, so I know that this is the kind of content you want to see, and I feel like if I do that, it's going to kind of skew the results a little bit. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed my ridiculous take on this game, and consider subscribing. Thank you!